Everyone, welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with a one-page layout, following along again with a Cherry on Top's weekly sketch challenge. The sketch is the one that I just showed you. I'm going to follow along pretty closely, but I am going to flip it. I have two vertical photos, and so I'm going to flip it and actually put my title on the bottom. So I am using Teen Vibes Carson collection from Bella Blvd for this layout, and I am going to be using the acetate, and I was hoping that I wouldn't struggle like I did at She Loves Color trying to cut this. However, I did. Apparently I need to press harder on the blade when I cut it because it always ends up askew. So my solution to that was using this red scrap piece of paper. I am going to overlap kind of the crooked side with the red paper, so you won't be able to tell. So once I kind of get that down, I am going to decide what to do with my photos. I have this green scrap piece of paper, so really besides the acetate, everything else is a scrap. So I'm going to use the green for kind of a larger mat on my photos. But I am going to mat them in white, just side by side. And then I also am going to mat them in an orange. I had some cardstock in my collection envelope, I guess I'll call it, and decided to mat that again just to bring in more of the colors that are in that acetate. So in the photo they'd have kind of that green paper would be trimmed down a little bit, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to or not, but I did end up trimming it. So it is 10 inches wide, so I've got an inch on both sides. So once I have that down, I'm going to add my photos, and I am going to pop the photos up on some foam tape. If you can't tell, I'm actually not in my she shed for this layout. It is in the teens and single digits with the wind chill. So I decided to bring it inside, and I was actually just scrapbooking at the kitchen table. So the lighting and the backdrop is a little bit different than normal, but that is why I'm not quite ready to move inside for the winter quite yet. The Christmas tree is up still, and that's where I usually will place my table. So we're kind of waiting. On warmer days I can make it out there, and colder days I'm gonna have to be inside a little bit. So for my title, I used that little frame, and then I am going to end up adding the word "the" in that frame there, and then I used guys as the rest of my title. So my full title will be The Guys, and then underneath of that, the title in the sketch, they had like a date, but I decided to add another phrase. So The Guys, and then the actual phrase sticker says Making Memories. So it all kind of goes together as a big long title, which I really like. So once I added that, I did add a few more embellishments to the frame just to kind of elongate that title a little bit more. And then I added a few stars down to the bottom right as well. In the layout, or in the sketch, sorry, this would kind of be maybe where you would stop, I guess. That's kind of all the embellishments they had shown on the sketch. But I am not one for, I'll say simple layouts, but I do like a clean layout. But I just felt like it needed another embellishment cluster, at least on my layout. It needed another embellishment cluster. So that is what I am going to try to piece together at the top here. I have a bunch of this collection. It is one of my favorites here lately. And so I went through the ephemera. There's a dartboard. Doesn't really have anything to do with my layout. However, it was a good layering piece. And so that is why I chose the dartboard. And then there was that baseball cap, and so I added that there too. And then just kind of trying to figure out, I thought a phrase sticker up top there would be nice. And so I actually found a friend's one that had the dovetail on the end I needed it. And so I liked that at the top there. These boys are actually cousins, but they are definitely friends. So I figured that would be appropriate. So I am just kind of piecing it all together. I did find a heart that said dude, and on the bottom I have a heart that says bro. Just perfect for these boys here. So I am going to add that to the top, and then because I added stars to the bottom cluster, I decided to scatter a couple of them around the top as well. So once I kind of finish that, that's going to be all for the layout. I will link this collection down below if you are interested in it, and definitely check out the weekly sketch challenge at a cherry on top. You earn cherry points, which ends up turning into free money. So definitely check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.